Not.
Oh, we're live.
Looks like we're live.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. Hi,
No
everybody.
pressure.
I hope people are here. I don't know. This is Wizards of Space online for Small Things Con. We'll give it a couple minutes while people roll in, kind of like a real event. But and I'll probably introduce myself again. But I'm Olivia Dolphin. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief of Wizards in Space Literary Magazine. And Ari, if you want to introduce yourself, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm Ari Kuntz. I'm one of the editors of Wizards in Space. I was published in the first 3 issues and then have helped with issue 4 and issue 5.
Yeah. So published that we had to hire you.
Yeah, I guess I'm that good.
That's the rule. If you're if you get published in like over 3 issues, we just have to bring you on.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. So for people that are tuning in, we're just gonna riff for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So this is super chill, really laid back. I'm in my pajamas. I don't know. Are you in your pajamas, Ari?
Yes, I am.
That's awesome. I haven't worn real pants in I don't want to talk about it. Too long. How's everybody doing in the chat? I see some familiar names. I see some new names.
I see a Maddie.
I see Maddie.
Wow.
I hope everybody's hanging in there. You know, I've been trying to find small joys throughout my day. Phone calls with friends. I got flowers delivered to myself.
Ooh, those are so pretty.
I know, and they came with this cute little vase.
Where are they from?
They're from a local group called the Mad Florist. And
yeah, I've heard of them.
Bring them to your door. And I learned today, I thought it was like a Alice in Wonderland reference, but I learned today that her name is Madeline. So it's like the Mad Florist.
That's nice.
Yeah. Oh, I see some. So online school isn't as bad as I feared. That's good. Are you a student or are you teaching? Autumn, I'd love to know. We'll see if we get an answer. But again, this is Wizards in Space Small Things Con. We're just gonna give people some time to sign on because I don't know about you all, but I'm still late to meetings, even though I'm taking them from like the comfort of my home.
Fashionably late, right?
Fashionably late. Yeah. And then I've been drinking seltzers, so this is my drink of choice right now. Do you have a drink of choice, Ari?
I just have my trusty water bottle, so
that's nice.
I have a NaNoWriMo sticker on here because that's my jam.
That's awesome. Today, I'll tell this story really quick while we wait to like officially kick things off. Today, I was walking through the woods, and I ran into the one and only Ari Kuntz.
Because I always am in the woods.
Because one, Ari is always in the woods, and two, we live in the same town, actually. We live only a couple streets away from each other. So we saw each other today in person, in the flesh, which was really nice to like actually see a human.
Very refreshing.
It was really, a music major, Autumn. I was a music major. I played the flute. I went to school for music. That must be really hard to do online learning as a musician. That must be a big challenge. Yeah. Cool. So it's been enough time, I think. We should kick off officially, you think?
Yeah, let's go for it. I don't know how many people are watching, but it seems like
I don't know how many people are watching either. Okay, so welcome, Wizards in Space Online, Small Things Con. I want to give a big shout out to the Harry Potter Alliance for throwing this incredible multi-day long event together. It's been awesome to just see our community band together and just do all of these awesome like online projects that connect us. So I'm super excited. Wizards in Space has been friends with the Harry Potter Alliance since day one. And we love everything that the Harry Potter Alliance does. And we're looking forward to Granger Leadership Academy in a couple months, hopefully. October seems like I can hope for things by then. Yeah. But yeah, so my name is Olivia Dolphin. I founded Wizards in Space. I don't have any in this room. I should have had some and shown them.
I have some right here.
Oh, good. I should keep a set in my office.
So this is the full set.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
This is our latest one that has the most beautiful cover.
Yeah, it's
by
a really good cover.
talented Riley. And yeah, they're all beautiful books.
So if you don't know what Wizards in Space is, which would be awesome, so we can bring you along for this ride. Wizards in Space is a printed literary magazine, as you saw. And in it, we publish all sorts of things like essays, poetry, short comics, illustrations, longer short stories, fiction. And the stories really range from like all different genres, and we really look for stories that are going to make you feel something and kind of also add to a larger conversation. And that's what we like to do. We like to make a little bit of magic with our words. So that's Wizards in Space. I wanted to start it because I've been in the fandom for a really long time, and I just felt like there's a ton of space for fan works, which is amazing, and we can get so many places through fan art and fan writing and fan fiction and things like that. But at some point, I feel like people transition to their own poetry or their own writing or their own works. And I wanted to kind of mesh those two worlds together. So that's that. So Ari, do you want to like talk about yourself for a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. So I found Wizards in Space when they were taking submissions for the first issue. I think it was probably through Twitter or something. And at that point, I don't think I'd actually been published in anything before. And I didn't have a lot of like shareable things that had been edited and ready to go. And so I was pretty nervous about it. But I sent in some poems and I got accepted. And it was amazing because it was the first time that I got to like see myself in print and like hold a book that I was part of, which is a big deal to me because I am a writer of all stripes, but primarily I write novels nowadays, and I'm working on hopefully getting published someday, getting an agent, all that fun stuff. So being able to hold something in my hands that is my words and know that I can share it with other people through that has been really amazing and is really important to me. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And we are still open. Our online shop is still open. You can purchase digital copies if you want. But also our editor, Liz, who's one of our fiction editors, but also does all of our shipping and all of our mailing and packaging and things like that. And Liz actually works for the post office. So if you're feeling conflicted or guilty about ordering things right now, Liz is an essential employee for the post office and has to go there every day anyway. So you wouldn't be adding to any sort of work or anything like that. So if you were thinking about ordering a copy and you were unsure about it, like I just wanted to like say that Liz is at the post office 5 days a week anyway. So we're still shipping because why not? Liz has to be there anyways. So I'm just going to give a rundown of how the rest of the evening is going to go, and then we'll kick off with some words. How does that feel? Cool. So it's so nice to see, like, I have a little chat and like it's like fun to see who's here.
Yeah, so many friends.
So many like wonderful people. So when Janae from the Harry Potter Alliance like asked if we wanted to do an event, I of course said yes. And I thought that this was a great opportunity to blend two of our worlds. So Wizards in Space, obviously, I grew up in the Harry Potter fandom. So I have a ton of connections there. My love of writing was born from Harry Potter and all of those things. But there is a huge literary community in Providence, Rhode Island, which is where we both live. And I grew up in Providence, and I've been here for a long time and started doing open mics and readings and writing events around the area, either through myself or with Wizards in Space. And we have met some of the most incredible writers and incredible musicians And I thought an online event would be the perfect way to kind of showcase some of the great local writers and musicians that we have connected with while we're here. So it's a dream to kind of just bring these two communities together. And I'm so excited. The poet and musician that we're bringing on tonight from Providence, you guys are gonna, or from like the New England area. It's so small here that I just lump them all in.
It's all Providence, basically.
It's all Providence.
You know?
But I'm so excited. You guys are gonna absolutely love the performers tonight. So we have 3 performers, and also myself and Ari are gonna read something. So we have Julia, who's a poet, Pratik, who is a musician, and Mary Grace, who some of you, maybe all of you know, who is one of our poets from one of our earlier issues, or multiple earlier issues. Mary Grace is starting to hit that threshold.
Yeah.
And yeah, everybody's gonna do like a couple of different pieces, and I'm so excited. But Ari, do you want to kick us off?
Oh man.
I know.
Sure.
You can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Off.
I only have one piece tonight, but I don't actually know how long it is when I'm reading it, so we'll see. But it's under 10 minutes. So anyway, yeah, I'm reading a short story that I wrote a few months ago. So for me, like you said, it's been incredible to be part of this fandom space, and especially like through not just online community, but like IRL conferences and conventions and house shows that I've been to where there is an opportunity to share words and things and to really talk about how amazing this community is. And that's been so special to me. And I know I'm not the only person who, finds solace in being able to write about those experiences. But for me, I wanted to find a way that I can talk about it outside of these circles, because it's really hard sometimes to describe how important fandom is and what these communities mean to you. So I was trying to figure out if there's a way that I could write about this community, but also have it be relatable outside of that. So I took that idea and I came up with this short story, and it is untitled right now. So I'll just go for it. Our cathedral has no ceiling. The songs we sing, the ideals we worship, it's all so much bigger than that. Too large to be contained, too lofty to put a roof on top. In fact, our religion cannot exist at all without the open, looming heavens. It started off with just 2 of us, 2 strangers bumping into each other in a crowded room, exchanging clumsy, apologetic glances as we waited in line. Oh, I'm sorry. No, my fault. A pause, a recognition. Do you come here often? I think I've seen you before. 2 of us, then 3, then 4. A few soft words here and there, a nod of greeting, an invisible smile. As our numbers blossomed, we remained nameless and faceless. But we don't need to know each other in order to claim solace here. We are united in the dark because we know the importance of avoiding bright lights. We press our eyes to the glass, one after the other, and we see the grand design that has pulled us into the same orbit. We come from different families, different neighborhoods. We come from different traditions of faith. Some of us are atheists, some agnostic, some of us Catholic and Buddhist and Orthodox. All of us come here out of necessity, one way or another. We work on the weekends. We live too far of a drive from the mosque. Tuesday evenings have become our Sunday mornings, and our attendance records are almost 100%. One way or another, we all make this weekly pilgrimage. We are amateurs, almost all of us. There are a few students among our mass, the ones who came here with clearly outlined objectives. And then there are those who keep this place oiled and take our tithes. The tour guide, the physicist, the archivist, the groundskeeper. Most of us, though, are here not because we know anything, but because we want to know something. We are writers, doubters, mothers, artists, neighbors. Together, we have witnessed the star wheel turning through every season and moon and meteor shower. We've watched as Mercury inches across the sky, a bit more to the right each week, another slight turn of the gears that creak as we lean forward eagerly. We've seen things that no one else would believe, and things that don't take on any weight unless they're whispered about softly, behind hands and between restless bodies. Look, have you seen? It's so bright tonight. That cloud of stardust, just like a woolen scarf. The first night of autumn, it rained. We'd read the plaque on the door enough times to know it by heart. Open 7:30 to 9:30, weather permitting. But we'd forgotten what weather permitting really meant until we turned up on the stone steps to find those doors locked, the lights off inside. There were no greeters to spot us and welcome us in. Yet there we were, after a long walk up the hill or a short drive down the block, huddled under raincoats and peering up at the drizzling sky. We did not leave the steps. We were there to observe our night of rest. We muttered to each other, not to say anything in particular, just to hear the familiarity of our voices in the dark. The night of the lunar eclipse, we came out with blankets and binoculars and hot cocoa. We spread out on the lawn and whispered and laughed, and turned the event into a communion, drinking in the moonlight that passed over our heads. We made our confessions to the open sky. I've never seen anything so beautiful in my life. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. We stayed there far past when that pale orb slid down to meet the horizon. Stayed and stayed and stayed until almost no one could keep their eyes open. And then we helped each other up with strong arms and warm hands and made sure nobody left their blankets behind. The night after the disaster, the night they were still playing reruns of that terrible footage and those terrible words, it wasn't a Tuesday, but we showed up anyway. Somehow we knew it would be open, or we just needed it to be, and so we weren't surprised to find the doors left unlocked, just grateful. Grateful to have something else to look at, something brighter to fill our heads, as one of us worked through the delicate machinery to unveil the universe. Grateful as we queued up with no pushing and shoving, but pressing into each other just so we could almost feel our hearts beating in unison beneath our sweaters and t-shirts. This was the only thing that could unbreak us, could expel the pain inside, darkness and heaven and warmth. Someday perhaps the doors will no longer open. There are rumors of defunding, no surprise, there always are. Someday all of us will die or move away from here, and our children will choose their own religions, and someday that blessed blackness will press down heavier and heavier until it crushes all of our world into dust. Ashes to ashes, we have seen dozens of dead suns already, and we know ours is no exception. Maybe no faith can last, we think to ourselves. Maybe this was doomed from the start. But that's the thing about this cathedral. What matters here is not the future, but rather what we have here in front of us, between us, above us. Sometimes it's enough to turn off the lights, feel a familiar hand squeeze yours, and shuffle to the side to make sure everyone gets a chance to see. Thanks. That's my story about churches and wizard things.
I love that story.
Thank you.
Show some love for Ari in the comments. Is that how we do this?
I have no idea.
Online, I guess. I don't know. I love that piece. That
virtual snaps, I guess.
Virtual snaps in the comment boxes. That would be awesome for Ari. Yeah, I absolutely love that piece. So I guess we'll just move on. This is doing this online is like so bizarre.
Yeah, it's wild, but I liked it. It's great.
I wish you could hear me from.
Aww.
My cat has also entered the room, so she might make an appearance. I'm not sure. But so I decided I've been talking a lot so far and I'm tired of my own voice. So I'll read something at the end to close this out. So that means I'm going to bring on, or Janae behind the scenes is actually going to bring on our first reader, and her name is Julia. So I can't wait for you to meet Julia.
Yay!
There she is. Hi, Julia. So I was, first of all, thank you for being here. I'm so excited. I was saying before that the theme of this evening is kind of blending our communities now that we have this like online space to do so. So if you want to like introduce yourself and like just do your thing, and I'll mute probably and then come back as you finish pieces or whatever. I don't know. We're doing it on the fly. It feels good.
Yeah. This is new to me too, but we're figuring it out.
I'm so excited.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm Julia. I live in Providence, and Olivia was one of the first people that I met here in Providence about a year and a half ago. And I met Ari soon after that and got to know a little bit more about Wizards in Space. And I just love how you guys create these communities and spaces where people can, like, you know, I myself was encouraged to like get up on stage and read stuff and hear other people's work and just feel like, you know, be in a space where people can feel like vulnerable and powerful at the same time. And yeah, I write poetry. And when I was like asked to write my little bio, I was realizing that all my poems are about either love or anxiety or both, usually both. So I'm gonna read some poems. It's funny that you like can't see people, but that's okay.
Yeah, they're loving on you in the chat though. So.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, take it away.
All right. Okay, so this poem was, so if you were all here live, I'd ask if you have CoStar, but I guess you can say in the chat if you do. It's an app. It's an astrology app, and it gives you like little notifications. And so I was like freaking out before a first date, and I got a little notification on my CoStar, and that's the title of this poem. Ground yourself in reality today. Before your Tinder date, buy a lint roller. Cleanse yourself of cat hair in the Walgreens parking lot. Ground yourself in reality today, your horoscope says. You're not crazy. You're just kissing girls now. Your date is biting into a slice of pizza. She is smiling. Your date is a dog person. Kiss her. We are all cat people, really, even the dog people. A little crazy, a little lonely. Ground yourself in pepperoni, black olives, that birthmark below her eye. Reality is safer shared with strangers. Obsession is the sanest thing we know. I always do that. Crazy looks best on first dates. Talk about your cat too much. Your date will want to kiss you. You will want to kiss everybody. You will want to kiss nobody. Ground yourself on a flight to San Francisco. A woman behind you is reciting cat breeds. Calico, Savannah, Russian blue. Repeat it on your next date or whenever you feel crazy. We're all crazy cat ladies once in a while, kissing strangers, kissing nobody, seeking to scare our dates away before the last cheesy bite. Ground yourself in Calico, Savannah, Russian blue. Okay, that's one.
I love that.
I'll unmute myself for some snaps. I love it.
Thank you. I'm glad that I can see your faces. That's nice. Okay, this is a romantic poem about space. It's called All the Moons. We're eating stuffed grape leaves underneath hanging plants in a Turkish cafe, talking about Jupiter. Is it too soon to fall in love? You say Jupiter has 79 moons, most of them covered in ice. One day I can't stop crying. You suggest ice cream and a walk. Tell me more about the oceans underneath, I say. Europa is the only moon people want to talk about. Europa is the moon everyone loves. They say we could find life there soon. Is it too soon to get sucked in? I joke, my heart is ice. I don't know much about love or space or the underneath. I say, tell me about all the moons. Ganymede is the largest moon in our solar system. It doesn't feel too soon to talk about how your eyes keep changing colors, ice blue at night, green-gray in the morning underneath the quilted ceiling. Why isn't everyone in love with Ganymede? We should all love the only moon with a magnetic field, a whole salty ocean underneath. There will be a mission soon to crack the ice, see what it's all about. This is thank you. This is a romantic poem about my home city. For Boston, and no offense to Rhode Island, Providence, I love it here, but you know. In Rhode Island, my neighbors tried to teach me the right way to scrape ice off my windshield. And in New Hampshire, a boy on a bike took a hand off his handlebar just to wave good morning. And isn't that terrifying? In Boston, we don't say hello without a reason. but I like to see Jimmy at Primark so I know he's alive. And on the steps of the library, Troy gave me a pansy he picked and said, write a poem. And if I need someone to look at my face for a while, I know where to go. And there is something to be said for invisibility on the common. The ducks and the people don't ask how you're doing unless you want them to. Let's see. Okay, I'll read a few more. This poem is called Toast. I fear my limbs are flames, glowing orange, red, blue, wreaking havoc on my apartment, destroying the family upstairs, the dog. I fear I am a fire child. Most mornings I ask my landlord to check the toaster. I say it's probably fine, but there's a chance the whole building is ashes. My grandmother still smells ashes when she sniffs the kitchen air. She hallucinates flames, says, is something burning to the toaster? Her nostrils have memorized havoc. Inside still lives a fire child. Every room a vessel for destruction. Every creature inside the tent was destroyed. The lions, the tigers, her grandfather, piles of ashes. A stranger says, run, child, the whole circus is flames, glowing orange and red and blue, wreaking havoc. 167 spectators burnt like toast. How quickly a slice of toast can become destruction. 1 second too long wreaks havoc. Your breakfast, a slice of ashes, your kitchen in flame, your whole house a violent fire child. My great-grandmother, a child, watched Pavit burn like toast, her village, her home, her books up in flames, officially mandated destruction. Ashes to ashes, now let her wreak havoc. I fear wreaking havoc. Inside me is a fire child. I turn hurt into ashes, tears into toast. Can my anger destroy? Is my power a flame? I will not sleep before checking the toaster, but I too am destruction, born from women who were born from flames. Okay, I'll read 2 more. This is another romantic poem, and it's about grocery shopping. Market basket. Wait, I need some water. Market basket. There are pros and cons to roaming the aisles alone amongst the consulting couples, one person holding the list, one pushing the cart, yelling out yogurt, the other, the Greek kind. Can we get those frozen burritos again? Oh, we need clementines. Alone, I can stick a tube of biscuit dough in my cart, no questions asked, and nobody cares if I linger in each aisle, indulge in indecision, hold each block of cheese in my hand before taking none of them home. But together, at the market basket, you have a moment over mushrooms, and I pick portobello. I say, I hate to be a grandpa about it, to the jars and jars and jars of salsa, but back in my day, we had mild, medium, and hot, and you say, it's okay, I got this, meet you at dairy. And then between the butter and the giant tub of frozen chicken, we are kissing. There are potatoes waiting to be picked, ripe avocados to squeeze, mothers rushing their children along, beeping and shuffling and chatting and all that planning. But we stay and stay and stay. Okay, this is the last one, and I wrote this because I'm sad that I can't hug my friends right now. My love language is physical touch, and I am working on not touching tables or handles or faces, mine or anyone else's. I think about self-quarantine and what we do when we cannot love in our first language. When Ezra was tiny, he could only see 8 to 12 inches away. He only knew I was there if he could reach out and touch my cheek. I used to call out to my mom from the other room over and over. I didn't need anything, just everything. I don't know what I want, just stay where I can see you, stay where I could hold your hand. I am what they call a hugger because it's the only way I know I exist, we exist, love exists. I am working on staying 6 feet away, avoiding people on the path, saying hello from a distance. I think about how we'll love when we all live in plastic, how we'll find a new language, how it needs to be even better than before. That's it. Thank you.
Yay! I love all of those.
That was amazing.
Wow. I could listen to you read poetry all day.
Aww.
All day. Julia, thanks so much. I just love those. Again, you know, for people that are just joining or maybe missed the beginning, it's been a thrill and an honor to bring some local Providence or Boston people to the Wizards in Space online community. We have like a lot of love in both places, and it's just a joy to like a little bit of a silver lining to bring them together. So Julia, do you have an Instagram you want to share with people? Like, can people connect with you? It is amazing, so I highly recommend it.
Thank you. My Instagram is glitter_topcoat, and it's a lot of pictures of like my cat and my nephew and myself in overalls, but also there's some poems on there sometimes.
Yeah, it's awesome. Julia, thanks so much. That's it. I'm so happy you were able to join us. Let's put some love in the comments for Julia, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I see some. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Okay. So our next performer is going to be a musician, which I'm super excited about. So we can bring on Pratik, who's going to sing some songs for us. So, hey, Pratik! Oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever.
Oh my God, freaking same.
So excited. Pratik, you do this all the time, so I'm just going to shut up and let you take the show.
Oh, no, it's cool. You can hype me up if you want to.
Oh, okay, an honor. Okay, so I met Pratik at AS220, which is a local place, and you were doing a set, and I just fell in love with your music and like your banter and your whole aesthetic, and been following along ever since, and we've done some events together. So it's been fun, and I absolutely love your music and all the new stuff you have coming out. So I'm so, like, this is one of the things I'm just so excited about bringing to the Harry Potter Alliance community and the Wizards in Space community, like, as a whole, is like bringing you new musicians to love, because if there's anything the Harry Potter Alliance and the Harry Potter fandom has to give, it is love. So
That is very true. That is
I know.
Very true.
It's so true. Take it away. Introduce yourself. Play us some tunes. I'm so pumped.
Hey. All right, cool. First, can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear when I do play the guitar? Sweet. Yeah, so my name is Pratik. I am from Boston, so it was a real pleasure to hear a Boston poem and about how everyone is very distant in a reassuring way. And it's an honor to be here. I am going to try to muddle my way through some tunes. Unfortunately, I was making chili last night, and I kind of sliced open one of my fingers. So thankfully, it's not like a mess today, but there's like a big old Band-Aid on here. So we're just going to try to get through this. Anyway, this is a song I wrote called Diamonds. I hope y'all like it. Don't you tell me that you don't know how it burns to cry alone when the sunset fades and all you've got are the tear-stained sheets in your racing thoughts. There's always strings left untied. There's always one more last goodbye. And this world will break you if you don't allow your knees to hit the floor. The stars ain't diamonds, the rain ain't tears, and love don't last 1,000 years. We build our walls, we lock our gates, but we'll all be in the dirt someday. Probably should have mentioned at the beginning of my set that most of my songs tend to be pretty depressing, so, oops. I knew this dancer, dressed all in black, dug her nails into my back, but she pulled away by and by. It's times like these I remember why. The stars ain't diamonds, and rain ain't tears, and love don't last 1,000 years. We build our walls, we lock our gates, we'll all be in the dirt someday. Stars ain't diamonds, and rain ain't tears, and love don't last 100,000 years. We build our walls, we lock our gates, but we'll all be in the dirt someday. We'll all be in the dirt someday.
Yeah!
Good job.
Wow. Oh, so excited.
Mm.
Okay, I'm leaving again.
Oh, man, thank you. Cool. Do y'all mind if I do sort of like a new-ish song? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, do it up.
So, let me start by asking what might be a very personal question to anyone who's watching right now. Feel free to not answer this, but if you're feeling brave, sound off in the comments if you've been tempted over the past couple of weeks to text one of your exes now that, you know, like, there's a global pandemic and the threat of our own mortality is nigh.
Don't look at me. I have to go. Really interested to see what happens in the comments, though.
You know. So I was actually so I should mention that I wrote this song about a month ago, so like well before things got really serious. But I was very tempted to text the person that I wrote the song about because things kind of ended badly, and I felt super guilty about it, and you know, stuff like that happens. But you know, I remembered what happened between us, and I remembered why I wrote this song, and I did not text that person. So I'm gonna play this song now. Oh, someone said, "Lol, I'm staying strong so far." Good, proud of you. Snaps from Mary Grace. She's staying strong. Can't relate. I don't have any exes. Seems like a good problem to have right about now, actually. So Autumn, you're in a pretty strong position, honestly. But yeah, that was a long way of saying the song's about my ex. It's called Still on My Mind. Wish I died the day I met you. Wish my heart had ceased to beat. Before I ever called you lover. Before you even thought to leave. 'Cause you're still on my mind. Still on my mind. You're still on my mind. Still on my mind. Right now, you're probably out in the city. Another man buys around for you and your friends. And he smiles 'cause all that he wants is to hold you. And you smile 'cause you already know how this ends. And you're still on my mind. Still on my mind. You're still on my mind. Still on my mind. And I know that you don't even wonder where I am. How many nights that I cried. You were my world. I gave you everything I had. Now I'm singing about you to strangers. And when the music is over, I'm hoping that they will be kind. 'Cause you're still on my mind. Still on my mind. You're still on my mind. Ooh, you're still on my mind. Still on my mind. You're still on my mind.
Yeah, I love that. I hadn't heard that
you.
before.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Thank you so
Just
much.
so you know, I'm getting texts not only from the live chat, but on the side that says you're awesome. So
Thank you so much.
That's how good you are.
I appreciate the heck out of that. And I also say, Olivia, I appreciate you so much reaching out to me to do this. Because so I am a full-time musician. I do this stuff for a living. And that means right now that when it comes to money, I'm kind of SOL because it's generally not a good idea to have shows and, venues open when everybody is worried about catching a very deadly virus. So, Olivia actually reached out to me this week about saying, "Hey, do you want to do the show as part of this convention? I think the other readers would love you. I think the audience would love you." So that really meant a lot. So thanks, Olivia. I'll just do I'm gonna do one more song if that's okay. And I should also mention I'm on Instagram, so y'all can find me at Pratik Music. It's right up on the banner right over there. I also have a Patreon page, and you can find my music on Spotify and everything. Oh, comments are catching up. That was really lovely, says Madison. Thank you so much. So this last song is called Springtime. I wrote it because it's about seasonal depression. Sound off in the comments if anybody has that seasonal depression. And I feel like it's kind of weirdly relevant now because this is the part where all of the year where all of us seasonal depressives are all excited and we're we can leave our houses, it's warm, the days are getting longer again, except we can't because it's still not safe, and that sucks, and we're being told to isolate, and that also sucks. So I feel like there's something really bittersweet and messed up about that, and yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling. Here's a song. And the springtime was arriving. Clouds were white instead of gray. Snow ran down into the gutters, and the crocuses woke up to start the day. And I couldn't help but smile, even as my eyes were growing wet. Turned my face to the horizon, tried to slow the beating in my chest. So give me blue skies and a bottle, give me sunshine and a pill. Give me smiles and give me laughter, a jar I can keep on my windowsill. 'Cause when the world starts getting colder, I'll feel a decade older, you know I will. So give me blue skies in a bottle, give me sunshine in a pill. Was it what my parents taught me? Was it just how I was born? 'Cause I'm always counting all the lines around my eyes against the things I haven't done. And every pebble on the sidewalk, every blade of grass that tickled my bare toes is gone, is always gone too soon to somewhere I can't go. Give me blue skies in a bottle, give me sunshine in a pill. Give me smiles and give me laughter, a jar I can keep on my windowsill. 'Cause when the world starts getting colder, I'll feel a decade older, you know I will. So give me blue skies in a bottle, Give me sunshine and a pill. All right, so I'm gonna do the chorus one more time, and usually I like ask the audience to sing along at this point. But we all can't hear each other too well, so I figured typing along in the comments will, work just as well. Is that okay with all of you? All right, so try your best to type along in the comments, and we'll get through this together. So give me blue skies in a bottle. Give me sunshine in a pill. There you go, that's the first line. Give me smiles and give me laughter in a jar I can keep on my windowsill. Cause when the world starts getting colder, I feel a decade older. You know I will. So give me blue skies in a bottle. Give me sunshine in a pill. Oh, there we go. See it in the comments. Thank you. Give me blue skies in a bottle. Give me sunshine in a pill.
Yeah.
Thank you all
Oh
so
my God.
much.
I love that song so much.
That was beautiful.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you so much, both of you.
Wow.
Thank you to everyone who's watching. I'm still seeing lyrics in the comments.
Lyrics in the
Love in my
comments.
heart.
What? Oh, is that the name of your memoir? Lyrics in the comments.
I think honestly it probably will be.
Pratik, I'm so excited. This is such an awesome way to bring just our communities together, and I hope that you have like 1,000 new fans now, probably.
I hope so.
I
Everyone
think
here
so.
seems really lovely.
Yeah, everybody's really cool. There's this house show that happens in Woonsocket, and now I'm gonna petition that you should come do a set at our house show.
I would love to.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. But I want to give you a chance again to just like promo your stuff, where to find you, how to connect with you, where to listen to your music.
Yes. So the first song I played and the last song I played, Springtime, the one y'all were being awesome and singing along to and typing along to. So those are recorded. You can find my music on like Spotify, Apple Music, all of the platforms. You can also follow me on Instagram. So my handle should be flashing up on the banner. It's at Pratik Music, all lowercase, no spaces. And if you're feeling particularly generous, I have a Patreon page, which is like my main source of income right now. And I'm doing monthly shows via live stream, so a lot like this over on that page, as well as like releasing some stuff I'm working on early. So, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Pratik, thank you so much for being here. I know things are weird and odd, but we're happy to support you in any way that we can through Wizards in Space. And I'm really glad to connect you to some people that like just deserve your music because they're good people and you're good people. And it's like great to bring everything together. So thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be a part of this.
Of course. We'll see you super soon.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Great. Wow. Okay, cool. I am so excited. So those are our two like local pals. I'm so happy and excited that they were able to jump on. And we're gonna bring on Mary Grace, who many of you probably know or know of.
Hello.
There you are. Oh my God.
What's
it like?
Fancy microphone.
Cooking. Yeah, look at you.
What's it? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Sorry, I'm saying 1,000 things at once because I'm so happy for you. No, I know you've been doing baking streams, so it's like nice to see.
Oh yeah,
it stretch your other muscles.
I know, right? And I'm wearing my books turn Muggles into Wizards shirt in honor of the Harry Potter Alliance. And yes, I am a baker. I work professionally in food media. Oh, also, hi, I'm Mary Grace, MG. So I normally work in food media, food production, making like cooking videos for the internet. But with grocery stores the way they are, and with production being that you have to, have a crew, that's a double whammy for me. So I have been stress baking a lot now that I am home all the time, and I have been live streaming on Twitch for that. So, on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, you can hang out with me while I bake things and cook things, and it's been very fun. And yeah, I met Olivia through the Harry Potter fan community, and I, of course, love the community that she's built here with Wizards in Space, and it's such an honor to be involved and asked to participate in events like this. And so about me, I've lived in Los Angeles for about 6 years, a little over 6 years, but I'm originally from East Tennessee, so a lot of my poetry and writing talks about nature and seasons and urbanization and how like humans interact with like the natural world. And a lot of my pieces are kind of sad, so I've tried to pick pieces that are more uplifting because we're all trying to stay positive together. So I had to do a lot of combing because I do get a bit sad and weepy in my pieces. But my first piece today is kind of intersecting with my passion for baking and kind of how the situation that we are all currently in. So I'll dive right in, Olivia, if you want.
That sounds great. Yeah, I'm gonna go on mute. So take it away.
All right. So this piece is called "Take Care of Your Mother." Don't forget to feed that sourdough starter you have in the back of the fridge, all topped with blue-black alcohol sludge and condensation. Let that wild yeast breathe in the warm kitchen air, feed off of King Arthur's sugars and burp out the gas. Let it breathe life into your flour rations. Let the bacteria socialize and double in size, exponentially growing, pouring over its plastic deli container, threatening to take over your workstation if you don't toss the discard, or let it run its course inside your oven, your hot breath fogging up the little window as you watch the ebb and flow of its respirations. Or maybe you'll just throw it in the freezer for a 2-week displacement, cross your fingers, and hope it'll be fine after a stretch in isolation.
I love it. It's great. So clever.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm responding to Janae. This next piece that I'll read is a piece that I wrote on a nighttime drive from LA to Las Vegas through the desert. And it's inspired by the Mojave and also a ghost town that is in the middle of it called Calico. And it's called "Out Here It Only Rains Silver." Old quarters and dimes and tequila flow back into the hotel carpet. Recycled air seeps into the dirt outside of town, swirls around the hunchback Joshua trees looking for a drink. The moon hangs in the empty night like the last plate stuck in the sink after washing up, gleaming and sudsy as she floats alone, bright light absorbing into the Vantablack Hills near the Mojave Desert. They relish every drop of her dish soap smile, that cool half smirk they usually only see when she's blue. They reach their peaks up to her round form, praising her light like water, begging her not to wane. Out here, it only rains silver. Used to run deep in those Calico Mountains before they dug it all out and turned into ghosts. Before they left their general store and empty mines and grave markers for the woodworms and the passers-by. Some say that when the moon hangs low in Tangerine, when the air's as thin as a veil, you'll hear those old ghosts rattling in their boxes, wondering why they've got no flowers, only dust and branches, why their school was torn down for a gingerbread house, why strangers hand over copper and paper to walk through the mines they died in, why those passers-by defaced their headstones and stole their jewels. Maybe they wish that new cyanide factory had taken off, if only for the town to stay alive, if only for a little company at night, for new dance partners to hold close underneath the tangerine moon, new spirits to call them neighbor, to call this old dirt home. Yay. This next piece is a piece that it's just about being angry, and it's okay to be angry because it's fine to feel all the emotions, especially right now. This piece is called Sour. Last night I chewed on my mood until I tasted the pith of it. Almost spit out lemonade, but my mouth ain't got the sweet anymore. No, she's all long tusks like an old fossil, or a bleached cow skull, slash of black and calico roses falling from her lips. She's painted desert dry, so dry the air around her chews on itself for moisture, makes its own lemonade stand on the street corner, hoping to turn fruit into silver, hoping to be noticed by a single passing car. So this next piece is a little lighter. This is a piece I wrote last spring when I was home in Tennessee for the first time in spring in forever, because I only ever go back for the holidays. And I really missed the beautiful colors, all of like the amazing pinks and pastel colors. So this piece is called Spring Again. There you are, Redbud Bloom. We've been waiting for you so long. Through the languid July nights and their lemonade haze, through January's popcorn snow and peeling birch bark. Did you watch us while we peeled our skin away? With river stones laid underneath your green leaves and wished instead for pink to match our sunburns? Could you hear us fill our lungs with firefly light, willow pollen, watermelon seeds? Could you see our raspberry lips while you slept? The moon kept your pink safe on the horizon during wintertime. She let us breathe in a peak of spring in your pollen before she settled into the sky with Orion and the bull, before she began to play the heartstrings of the tide. So keeping in with kind of like a space mentions, this next piece that I'm going to read was in Space Volume 2, which I have here with me, and I think is available on the store if you would like to purchase it.
That's actually what we have. Sorry, I'm interrupting. That's the book we have the most. No, we don't have 2. We have 3. Buy 3. Get rid of 3. Buy 3. Yeah, we're going to do a sale. We'll do a sale. Okay, goodbye.
Buy 3. So this piece is kind of about it's about the dichotomy of not really wanting to be with anyone in particular in like a close, intimate way, but still wanting to be around people. Olivia perfectly described this as micro interactions versus like the macro interactions. And, just you want to be outside and see the hustle and bustle of the city, trying to find your place in that. It's called Observations in Space. On top of the city, I watch sunset carve into the side of the Hollywood Hills on its way to the Pacific Ocean. The dive bars wink cheekily at the skyscrapers to the east, flirting with their own reflections in glass. I left my apartment to take a walk around the block, but my feet wouldn't listen until I'd reached the shining beacon glowing from Griffith Park. A seismograph inside tracks the vibrations of the earth. I jump. It flicks. At least I've left a mark. 23 miles away is a boardwalk with glittering globe lights and strangers on dates, desperate for a kiss. But I'm desperate for air, to be a pinprick above the neon and the smog, and I wonder what else was in Galileo's head while he mapped the sun and the stars and the void. I haven't read that piece in a while, so that was nice. Another one that was published in Wizards in Space. This one was published in Volume 4, and this is my second to last piece. I don't know how long I've been on, but I don't want to take up a bunch of time. And I wrote this piece around the Kavanaugh hearings, but I was reading it a couple days ago, and put against current events, I got a totally different read. And so this one, goes out to all of the essential workers and the first responders who are really, holding us all together. And it's called We Will Not Burn Any Longer. They called you a witch once, hung you in the town square for having an opinion. They claimed you sank ships, spread famine, conspired to kill kings. They crushed your fingers, cut your hair, deprived you of sleep, searched your body for blemishes until you told them what they wanted to hear to get them to stop touching you. You, who had learned to heal their sick and deliver their babies, to care for their animals and cook their food, were left to sink at the bottom of the river, dresses full of stones. And in the rush of the current, sometimes we can hear you whisper, a warning, a curse, a wish, a prayer. 300 years later, they are still hunting, and we are still running, still surviving, still resisting, persisting in spite of those who call us witches. All right. And so this last piece I wrote while LeakyCon Boston was going on, and I was not at LeakyCon Boston. I wasn't able to go, and I was feeling a lot of FOMO. And I wrote it as a love letter to LeakyCon and to all of you, all my friends in the Harry Potter community. And I just thought that it would be like the perfect uplifting piece for this reading. And it's called You Are Home. To the lucky ones who let their leaky cauldrons spill over from giddiness and reckless lion-hearted optimism, who whisper sage and raven-eyed into the owl-watched night, let a bluebell fire light behind your eyes, serpentine and wild. Let it fill your heart with gold and magic and calamitous music, while you squirrel away sandwiches like a badger beneath a tickled pear. For you are the lucky ones the light chose, who wear the stars like a cloak long after night fades, and carry their magic wherever they go, the happiness in the darkest of times, the place where light calls home.
Yeah! I love a good Harry Potter poem.
I know, right?
I think we should all be writing more Harry Potter poetry, actually. Mary Grace, that was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Those poems are so like sweet and like touch on like, I don't know, like shared emotions, even though they're like really specific, like snapshots of your own experiences. So I really love that.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This was really, really wonderful.
Yeah. Check out Mary Grace's baking or cook channel, MG Cooks. I can't wait to catch one. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific, so that's 6 p.m.
Awesome.
Eastern. And I've been doing a lot of pantry staples, obviously, and a lot of baking because that's just fun, and everyone loves to see that. And yeah, it's a fun time.
Are you playing my piano music still? While
yes.
You bake?
Oh, yes. So the vibe is chill vibes. So I have like a lot of chill hop and instrumental music on a SoundCloud playlist, and I put Olivia's piano music there. So
thanks so much. Mary Grace, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're gonna close out. I'm gonna read a poem and just talk about a couple things. But Mary Grace, it was so good to see you.
It was so good to see you.
I'm sure I'll text you like 2 seconds from now, but all
Great.
Good. So.
Bye.
Great. Can we get a big round of applause or snaps or emojis for all of our performers tonight in the comments? I'm gonna read a poem. So we're almost done, but I would love to read a poem for you guys if you'll have me. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's yes. This was a poem I wrote. It is about current state of affairs, so content warning there. And my friend was texting us, and she said, I'm trying to remind myself that it's spring and things will still grow despite everything that's going on. So that line really inspired me. And so this poem is called Things Will Still Grow. Things will still grow, both flowers and grief, waist deep in waiting for more quiet, more rules in a lawless land of the free, home of the you decide how this will end. Things will still grow. My impatience, the patience, have patience with the earth. She moves slow, in shy and timid ways, when she wants to show off what's soft and new, and what was once here will return again as things always do. Home of the stay home, and not just the mothers, but the streets have gone still, yet still the stubborn remain, beyond yellow lines of containment. We wait for the many to become few, or the few to become too many. Things will still grow, budding leaves while we wonder when we can leave our homes. When all others stop leaving their homes, things will still grow and change and move, and food will be delivered as long as we do our part to stay apart. Things will still grow. Thank you.
Ooh, snaps for you. I love that
Thanks,
one.
Ari.
It's
I
really
wrote it in the bathtub a couple nights ago. That's my writing process. Get me in the bath. So that's our show, I guess.
Yeah.
So some housekeeping / fun things is one, a huge shout out to the Harry Potter Alliance for hosting Small Things Con and throwing this together, because something that I've talked about before is that I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but there is like a lot of digital noise right now. And that is a good thing, because it means there's so many connection points that we have to choose from. But I know that it's a lot, and it's a big shift from how I normally connect with people. So having a safe space like the Harry Potter Alliance to plan something like this and ask Wizards in Space to be a part of was incredible, because it meant we can just show up and do our thing and bring you wonderful poets and performers. So if you're enjoying Small Things Con, the Harry Potter Alliance can definitely use donations right now. Times are tough, and that goes for nonprofits too, and they do so much work to create activism and fight for social justice across the globe. So if you have anything to spare, you can donate to the Harry Potter Alliance. Wizards in Space, like I said at the beginning, one of our trusty editors, Liz, is actually a post office employee, so she's been deemed an essential employee. So if you're interested in ordering anything from Wizards in Space, get yourself a new t-shirt, a patch, a pin, the books. Our 5th issue just came out. You can order that, and you won't be adding to any additional shipping or anything like that out in the world, or in any additional work, because Liz has to go to the post office every day. I know I'm being really conscious of like where I order from and the work that I'm adding to certain local things. So my cat is now chewing on something. Great. Love it when she does that. But yeah, so I just wanted to say, if you wanted to buy something from Wizards in Space, you won't be adding to any post office like work or anything like that, because Liz is a post office worker. And then lastly, please go follow Julia and Mary Grace and Pratik. They all have such amazing content on their medias, and they're just a light in my life, and hopefully now you have new lights in your life if you weren't familiar with these people before. And it's been awesome to bring a little bit, some of our local community into our online community, which is awesome. So any thoughts? All right, I know I covered a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds good. I think everyone should buy this issue 5, because it's a really chunky one. This is our biggest one yet, and it's got a lot of really good stuff. It's all about cycles and rebirth and beginnings and endings, and so it feels especially very appropriate for this time of year and everything that's going on. So highly recommend that for some quarantine reading if you're looking for something to do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. That's our show, folks.
Yeah.
Come hang out with us on Twitter. We can keep a party going. If you have questions for us, drop them in the comments now, or otherwise I'm going to go draw a bath and eat some ice cream while I'm in the bathtub.
Yeah, I'm going to go have some cookies and watch some TV. So,
what kind of cookies?
We have a bunch of Girl Scout cookies. Going to have some trefoils.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, friends, we will catch you on the interwebs. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter. I'll re-shout from the rooftops all of the wonderful performers that were here tonight. So another big thank you to everybody for jumping on last minute to something so cool. So
yeah, thank you all for joining us too. Thanks for tuning in. It's a great way to spend our Friday evening.
Yeah,
it's Friday,
for sure.
right?
I don't even know anymore. I truly don't know.
I think it's Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for coming. This was amazing. We're going to sign off and we'll talk to you soon.